Mm, Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, and you're welcome to Tales of a Finished Man. I remain your host, Taiwo Paul Olasife, and I'll say it's really been a long time recording. It's been a long time having something to put out to you guys, but notwithstanding, I'm back, and I feel something I need to discuss and have, have a conversation with you guys. Even though it's a one-way conversation, whatever it is. I still feel I owe you guys and I owe myself this one. So, welcome to Tales of a Finished Man, and this is a brand new episode. Stick to the intro, listen to the intro.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I carry load for it. I travel many miles. Under the sun and rain, I'll still they keep my smile. From the dust of the north to the Atlantic blue, I do waiting I talk. I keep my promise true. My pockets it be light, but my spirit is heavy. When the storm come looking, I stand firm and heavy. Oh yeah, see the finish man. He don't do the work, he don't reach the end. See the finish man. Every story sweet, he no get an end. From the trenches to the light, everything go there alright. Tales of a finish man, knocking for him land. Legacy no dey die. Story just begin. Tales of a finish man.
Okay, so welcome back. And what we have today is something easy, something soft, and something we often shy away from. And we're talking about let's say relationship. It's a relationship based discussion. It's just basically me putting my mind, putting my opinion out there and putting out what I feel and what I think out there. Um, Probably I might be giving some of my experience, and probably I might not give my experience, but I might just give my opinions and all of that, and how I feel about relationship and what I think about relationships and all of that. But before we ever move into that, I want to say something. So like I'm not going after anyone, neither am I targeting anyone with this, or neither am I saying I feel or my what I'm not just basically I'm not just going after anyone in all I'm saying, in everything I'm doing here. I'm just putting out my opinion, my thoughts and my feelings and all of that out there. Just out there. And don't necessarily need anyone's I don't need anyone's validation. I don't need anyone's what's it called? Let's just say I don't need anyone's validation. I'm just putting out my opinion and what I feel and what I think is that. So that's basically for me. I feel relationship should be a two-way thing. A two-way thing. I have a feeling for you. You have a feeling for me. It should not be something whereby I have feelings for you and it's just like I'm the only one fighting for the relationship, or probably the lady has a higher feeling for the guy and it's only the lady that is fighting for the relationship and all of that. But because that's what we see out there today. A lot of people, a lot of guys, a lot of ladies, they feel relationship is one sided. Either the guy is the one who is always looking for a way for the relationship to work out, or the lady is the one looking for a way to make the relationship work out and all of that. We basically forcing the relationship, pushing and making it just to survive. And one thing about those kind of relationships is that with time you get tired, with time you feel the burden about it and you just tend to lose faith and all of that in it because it's hard for one person to paddle a boat. Okay, we are two in a boat and it's just one person doing the whole paddling. With time, the person will get tired and the person will just feel like, you know what, let this boat just sink if this other person is not willing to also paddle and all of that. It's just with time, the boat just sink and all of that. And that thing again is not necessarily that the boat is sinking or the boat has to sink. I feel one of the things that really affects relationship is people, when I say people or those in the relationship are not being truthful to themselves. Truthful in the sense that you might be in a relationship and you're not open-minded to whoever you're with in that relationship. You might be in a relationship and the other person you're in a relationship with doesn't even know you are in a relationship with them. Like this happened to a friend of mine. It was dating this lady for almost 7, 8 months. And just trying to find out, the lady didn't even know he was dating her and all of that. So, so the lady, he just felt like a good guy, a kind guy that was always doing things and helping out when he could. But to the guy was feeling like he's in a relationship with the lady and all of that. And it was really wild. It was very when I say it was funny, it was funny and not funny to me because sometimes guys feel okay. It should click to you that I'm doing all of this for you, and you should automatically know I like you. You should automatically feel that I'm in a relationship with you. I want to have something to do with you. I want to have a conversation. I want to be in a relationship with you and all of that. But likewise, some ladies also they feel they're in a relationship with a guy, but the guy is not just there. He's not just wanting to have that relationship because he's looked at it and it's like, no, I don't want this kind of a lady, something. Or he's not even seeing that she has interest in him. He's just not saying that she has interest in him. With that being said, I want to move into another aspect of relationship. Just my mindset, just me saying and putting out things I feel out there necessarily not it might not be valid to you. Though that is it. It might not be valid to you. But to me it's what I've seen, it's what I've heard, it's what I've come to understand and some of the things I see out there. Another thing that really kills relationship again is entitlement. Yes, entitlement. Let's talk about entitlement. Uh a lot of guys, a lot of ladies, a lot of people in relationship are what I say, I don't want to use the F word, but a lot of people in relationship are just so entitled, just so entitled, and you begin to wonder why is that? What is the reason why you being entitled? Like okay, for there was this time I okay I'll just say it. I was supposedly in a relationship with someone, and every time she's always needing one thing or the other and all of that. And I'm like, why are you always needing one thing or the other every blessed time? You always at least in a week she must need something twice and all of that. But not like I cannot or I could not, but I was like, why? Why must you always need something? The moment I chat to you, you're always needing something. The moment you chat me, you're always needing something. The moment we are together, you're always needing something. And for every time I say no, for every time I say no, I'm automatically a enemy. I'm automatically not um not what I call it. There was this word she used to use. I'm trying to remember it. Okay, I can't really put it. But what she was always trying to push that time was for every time I say no or I say it's not available, it looks as if I don't like her again. Then she threatens me and she's like, okay, I'm going to call this relationship and all of that. And I was like, one day I just added it up to my neck and I was like, baby girl, you know what? Just call off this relationship. I don't think I can survive with this. I don't think I can push with this and all of that. For you being in a relationship, your relationship does not have to be, and you don't have to be entitled in your relationship. You don't have to use your relationship status or you being in a relationship with a guy or you being in a relationship with a lady as a weapon every time. For every time the guy says no, for every time the lady says no, you want to call off the relationship or not to say, yeah, go that way. You don't have to always pull up that route because truthfully, it's not really worth it. If you think about it in the real sense, it's not really worth it. And one thing I've come to understand is it's not about. I feel it's about the person's personality. It's about how you feel about that person. It's about what you think about those people. It's about the value you place in those people. For example, I could be in a relationship with you and you just wonder why is this guy acting this way? Not necessarily because I don't like you, or not necessarily because I have ulterior motive, but I just feel like this person doesn't really deserve this. They don't deserve this kind of thing. And for people who come and say, yes, relationship are meant to have ups and downs. Yes, truly, relationship are meant to have ups and downs. Truly, you breaking up with someone does not mean one thing I see, or let me give my opinion about breakups. One thing I see about breakups, I don't know, permit me if I'm wrong. I have a notion about me if you want to. But one of the things I see about breakups is that the breakup is basically just two adults coming to an understanding, coming to understand that this relationship between us won't work out. This relationship between me and this guy, between this lady and this guy won't work out. This relationship is not strong enough to work out. It's not gonna work out. That's one of the things I see as breakup. Well, breakup is just basically you already seen your flaws. You've seen, okay, these are the reasons why this won't work out. This can lead into a marriage and all of that and that. Another thing again about relationship is I feel okay. Oh, I would still want to emphasize this. I've said it before, but I don't think it's something you just have to say once. It's something you guys and ladies needs to keep hearing that from time to time and all of that. I want to say this. No responsible guy or no responsible guy would want to end up being with an irresponsible lady. No responsible guy will want to end up being with an irresponsible lady. And likewise, no responsible lady would want to end up with an irresponsible guy. Fine, life might happen, but deep down, no one wants to end up as a liability. You can't tell me as a guy, you can't tell me as a guy you would want to end up with a lady who can't foot her bill. You won't want to tell me, no guy will tell me he wants to end up with a lady who can't afford to, who can't afford to get basic amenities for herself. You see some, I might get so angry and get so disgusted with what I'm about to say. But you get some ladies, you hear some guys, you hear some ladies asking for more, like asking their boyfriends or asking their guys for money, and you be like, can't you get these things you're asking money for? Can't you get them yourself? Fine, it's all right for a guy to give his lady money, to give his woman money, but it's also at least to some extent, there's some kind of money you ask, there's some kind of things you ask from your guy, and your guy will just be like, yes, he just wants to be a lady by asking all of this. And there's sometimes you ask, the guy will look at it and like, well, why is she asking this kind of thing? Why is she asking for this kind of thing? Can she not afford it for herself and all of that? Fine, fine. Some guys might. I'm a fan of you ask me. And you ask me in the sense that not that you turn it into your daily bread or turn it to at every point in time you have a problem, you ask me. See, I'm the kind of person whereby if you don't ask me, I might not give you. That's me. If you don't ask me, I might not give you. I might not see a reason to give you. Not that I'm trying to be stingy or not. I'm never going to defend myself or anything. Not like I'm trying to be stingy or not like um okay, I'm broke. Let's leave it like that. I'm broke. Just someone the lady just told me that I'm broke, so I just forget that. Not like I'm trying to be defensive or anything, but sometimes what you're thinking about and what I'm thinking about are two different things. As a guy, I may be thinking about my brand, my business, how to earn more, how to upskill myself, how to gain new brandings and all of that. And you think I'll be putting my mind in, okay, one lady that I want to give money. If she does not ask me or does not say, okay, I need this, I might not remember. It's not like it's every time I don't remember. I remember sometimes and I'm like, can you have this and all of that. You can also ask, but not becoming entitled about it. Not becoming entitled about it. I've seen ladies who I currently have a lady now. Okay, I don't have the lady now. I used to know a particular lady. If if I should chat her, if I should chat her up, for example, if I chat her up now in the next 4 5 hours, she's gonna bill me. She's gonna want to bill me. I'll be like, I send, I need money for this. I need money for all of this and I'm wondering why are you asking me? It got there was a time I got pissed off. That was even the day. I think that was the day I had to warn her not to even chat me off again, or and tell her even if she sees my call, she should not pick it because it got so bad that there was a day I called. I called. I was like, young lady, it's been very long. I saw you. Hope you are doing great. Hope you are doing this and all of that. That was my intention. I did not have an intention of dating her. That in the real sense, I did never have an intention of dating her because to me she was. Let's say no. Okay, let's leave that part alone. I did not just have a reason to date her. All I was doing was it's been long I've seen you. It's been long I heard from you, and that was it. Then just for us to chat me up somehow, I sounds like she needs so amounts. I was like, not me that you're asking at the moment, I don't have it. But if I may know what you need it for, so if it's something that can I was trying to like find out this money you're asking for. If it's something that is not so urgent, I can see how I can get it across. But if it's something that's urgent, so I could like know how urgent it was, so I could know how I could help her out. And just for her to tell me she needed it for her job, and I was like, you needed you need this amount for her job. Why? Why do you need this amount for her job? And like I had a lot of questions in my mind. Like, so me that I want to give you this money, I don't have sense. I don't have a reason to save, or I don't have what I need to save for, and all of that. And you are asking me for this. You know fully well you don't have a job. Not like you have what do I put- you don't have a steady source of income. You don't have a work. You don't have a job. You don't have what you're learning. You don't have what you sell. You don't do anything for yourself, but you still need a certain amount from me because you want to use it to pay a job. Then at the end of the day, when you get your own ajo, do you intend on giving me part of that ajo? You started that ajo for yourself. You started that ajo. You started that savings. You started that contribution for yourself. If you had know, like if you know you don't have a steady source or something, a means of always getting that money every every other day or everything you need it. Why did you start it in the first place? Like that's why some people just you see some people they start a lot of things and at the end of the day you're wondering why did you even venture into it when you know you can't afford it. There's some you say okay, you be like, why did you venture into this lifestyle? Why did you venture into this when you know you can't even afford this, when you can't afford to even keep up? One of the things I still spoke with someone about and I was like, it's not about fine, you could be a big boy, fine, you could be a big girl, but it's not about there's a limit to how you can push your fake life. There's a limit to how you can fake it. It's not that you yeah, I know some would say fake it till you make it, but there are sometimes you faking it would push away people who are actually are supposed to help you. You push those people who are supposed to help you far away from you. I don't know if you get me. To push those people who are supposed to help you, those people who are supposed to guide you, to push them away from you, and all of that. Another aspect of I feel that should be I feel that's the aspect of entitlement. I'm not sure if I really did judgment to it, but I feel you should have an understanding by now. Another aspect I want to talk about is the intellectual aspect. The intellectual aspect, quite alright. It's fine to it's fine to like this. Not everyone okay, not say it's fine to not everyone is academically strong. Let's put it that way. Not everyone is academically strong. I could um you could see someone who is not so academically strong, but once you see what they do, you will know okay, yes, each person has where as their area of strength, especially as their area of flaw. Like there was something that someone said to me, not to me, like the person was saying it generally, and it was like he was pointing out some people, and he said, so person, this person, if you give this person a book and a pen to start writing all these things out, he won't pass. But if you ask him to come and show you how this thing works, if you bring those equipments, bring everything, and you say, okay, guy, show us how to make this thing work. It will show you how to make everything work perfectly like an expert. But if you give him a pen and a book and a pen to start writing out those process, you've given him a very big problem. Likewise, you see some people, if you give them that book and pen, they would write. And if you ask them, yeah, come and implement what you've written out, that's a big problem for them. That's a big problem for them. You could have people, you see people who seem to know what they're doing, seem to be intellectually there, seem to be what's the right word now? They seem to they seem to be genius, but in the real sense of it, they are not just anything. I think also there's a word I'm trying to remember. It's when okay, I'm trying to remember this word. When someone is when someone adds value through intelligence. I'm trying to remember the word at the moment. Trying to remember the word, but it's failing me. But I would still remember. So, but there are quite alright to see people with their different value, with their different knowledge, with their skills and all of that. in relationships, and you also see some people, no, they, they are not there. They are not, let's say, how would I put it? Let's say they are not there, or they are not, they are not something, someone you'll be proud of. They are not someone you'll be proud of, and all of that. Okay, let me just let me look up the word. Let me look up the word. Um, okay, okay, in relationship. Okay, I'm trying to pull up the word. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm not getting the right phrase. I'm not getting the right phrase. I'm not getting the right. Okay, and this word I know I know the word, but I can't really. So I can't really put it. I can't really put it to put it to mind. But let's not let that track us down. Let us let that pull us down and all of that. But one thing I'm driving out is you can't if you're gonna be in a relationship, or you expect to be in a relationship with someone, I believe you should look out for someone who is intellectually smart, sound, who is intelligent, not just any random person, not just any person. Because okay, let me say this. There was a guy I spoke with. I think almost a week now. Okay, no, it's not a week. I think 4 or 5 days ago. And the guy said something. The guy said the reason why he broke up with the last lady he was in a relationship with was that he looked at it. He said, "Guy, me I know say I no sabi book." Let me use it in the way he said it. He said, "Guy, me I know say I no sabi book. E no go make sense. Me I come the relationship, or me I come marry a lady sef wey no come sabi book, or a lady wey no sabi book at all. Den if you come marry finish now, you come give my pikin assignment. She go come dey wait say no worry, Junior your papa go soon come back. Once your papa come back, na e go teach you the homework." And I was like, bro, he said it's not like it's not like it's bad for a man or a guy to come and say he wants to teach his child, or like that, but not to the extent that the wife or the lady you supposedly got married to, or you is the mother of your child or the mother of your children, won't even be able to at least do 80%, or okay, at most 70% of your child's assignments without having to go and to search, or to start using Google Chrome, using AI and all of that to do your child's assignment. Fine, AI and all of that, they are taking over, but it's not supposed to be that bad that you won't be able to do a primary school student assignment. It should be that bad that you won't be able to do a KG1, a primary two, primary three, primary four, even not to as far as even as far as GS3 student assignment, that you have to go Google everything, and you have to go and use AI for everything. It's a big shame. It would be a big shame on such a person whereby who does that kind of a thing. And that conversation, it got me thinking. It got me thinking because I heard a lady. I heard. See, I'm sorry if I might be digressing or saying a lot of things, but I heard a lady, and she was asking me how will she put how to get iCloud on her iPhone, and I was like, how do you get iCloud on your iPhone? I was like, I initially I didn't even I was confused because I was like, What kind of a question is that? So explain to me, how do you have an iPhone 16 with you? You said she supposed she because she showed me the phone to an iPhone 16. So how did you get hold, or how did you lay your hands on an iPhone 16 and you don't know how to log in your iCloud, or you don't even know anything about iCloud, and supposedly you are a big girl, you are a big boy and all of that. And immediately I was irritated. I was like, so you're just a fine girl without brain? Because it's almost the same thing as saying, how do you log in your Google account to your phone? It's the same thing as asking me, how do you log in your iCloud to an iPhone? And I was like, fine girl, no be brain. Like that, you see people you feel like you see and you be like, so what do you have upstairs? What do you have in your brain? Fine. I'm not saying you should go for the ugly girl. I'm not saying as a lady you should go for the ugly guy. As a matter of fact, I'm ugly. I don't even give a fuck. See, at this moment, I don't give a fuck. Ah, shit. I just said I don't want to say the F word, but turns out I just said it. It doesn't. You don't have to go for a fine guy. You don't have to go for the fine lady. At least you are going for someone. Make it someone who is able to complement your flaws. Someone who's able to compliment you. Who's able to compliment you. I listened to something and it got me thinking. The man said it's not how you dress. It's not how you dress that determines how rich you are. You could see someone not dressed so well and they, they are intellectually rich. Yes, you could see someone who does not dress so well and they are intellectually rich. Likewise, you could see someone who dress so well and they are also intellectually rich. Also, you could see someone who dress so well and they are intellectually poor, who they make very bad decisions and all of that. But if you're gonna be doing anything, gonna be anywhere, at least if you're gonna stick with any person, gonna be in a relationship with anybody, any person, at least make it someone who will complement you, would complement your, let's say your lifestyle, will complement you. And I think I need to round up with this, and maybe I'll just put this out there. See, as a guy, as a lady, as a guy, have value for yourself. Please value on yourself. That's it. Please value on yourself. I would use myself as an example. My guy said something. Some of my guys, the guy who say something will say, Taiwo doesn't want to get into a relationship, or Taiwo is too scared to date someone. And I usually say, what my response is, one, I don't have the money to fund a lady's lifestyle. I don't have the money to, I don't have the financial capacity to fund a lady's lifestyle. If I'm going to be in a relationship with any lady at the moment, let it be someone that has her money, not see, not someone who I will tell I don't have this at this moment. I will pick an offense for it. Someone said something to me and that stuff really stuck with me. The woman said, and I quote, she said, if you ask me for 20,000 naira and I tell you I don't have, don't pick offense because that I don't have. Rather, why don't you who you're asking me for that 20,000 naira, why don't you also have that 20,000 naira? Why is it that when you asked me and I told you I don't have, you picked that offense? If the 20,000 naira was so easy for everyone to have, you should also have it in your pocket. You should also have it. Likewise, I also heard something some days ago, and the person said that 1,000 naira that you're asking me. Now, The guy made an analogy and he said, imagine I imagine eight people are asking him for 1,000 naira, and he decides to, and he has just 3,000 naira in his account, and he gives only one person out of that eight people. See, those eight people, like the way he said those eight people don't even, they don't know each other. That's the way he said. He said A is asking him for 1,000 naira. A is coming to him and saying, Brother, I need 1,000 naira. Help me with 1,000. B is doing the same thing. C is doing the same thing. D, E, F, G. And there are up to eight people asking him for 1,000 naira. And he's like, in his own account, he just has only 3,000 naira. And he decides that, okay, this 3,000 naira, I can part away with 1,000 naira. And he gives one person that 1,000 naira. You know that to the rest, to this rest of those people, to the remaining seven, if he tells them he does not have, it looks as if he is selfish, he is stingy. But in the real sense of that, he was not looking to give out 1,000 naira. He was looking to give out 8,000 naira. And the fact that he was able to, and he just had just 3,000 naira, of which out of that 3,000 naira, he needed 2,000 naira for himself. But and he could part away with 1,000 naira. The fact that he was able to give out that 1,000 naira means he is generous. Because if that money was so easy to come by, you should also have it, and not you coming to him to ask for it. I don't know if you got this analogy right or anything, but I'm just trying to play some scenarios to you so you can understand. I, I, okay, let me just put this out there. So someone told me and they said, okay, they needed to go on a date and all of that with a lady. How much does he need to have with him? I told him, I said, Kai, bro, for me, it depends on the way the lady sees you. That's one. Also, it depends on the kind of impression you've given that lady about yourself. It depends on the impression you've given the lady about yourself. Like, also, if you're even going to go on a date or go out with a lady, sorry, I might sound petty or it might sound somehow to you. If I'm to go out on a date with a lady and let's say I have 100,000 in my account, I'll ask that lady, I'll tell her, fine girl, baby girl, okay, I have 100,000 with me. But for this outing, for this date we are supposed to go out with, I can only spare out 30,000 naira for us to go out on this date. If you now feel that you are not able to, you cannot follow me to manage that 30,000 naira on that outing, baby girl, just tell me. Let me keep that 30,000 naira in my hand. See, he pay me that 30,000 naira that I told you I have. He pay me I should use it to take my guys out. With that 30,000 naira, me and my guys will go out. See, me and one, two, three, four, me and five of my guys. Eh, it's only making six. Six people will go out with that 30,000 naira. Six guys will go out with that 30,000 naira. And we will be happy. We'll come back home happy. We'll come back home happy. And we'll come back home rejoicing that we spent 30k. Fine, that 30k might look so, it might look so small. But one of the things I, I've come to understand, and one of the things I've come to know, it's not about how much you spent. It's not about how much you give. One of the things that most people don't understand, or one of the things that people fail to understand is the memories you build. It's the memory you have of people. It's the memories you build of people with people. So there was this guy I used to know. His name, I would mention his name. I would love to mention his name, and I would say one thing I would say about it, he was the way he ended his life. I'm not so happy about it. The way he ended his life, the way he took, he decided to end his all. I was not really proud. I'm not even proud about it. I'm not proud about him ending up that way, because I would say when we were close to each other, when we were very close, it was with him. You can't have a dull moment. With him, you can't have a dull moment. I would try as much as possible not to mention his name, but with him, you can't have a dull moment. If it's either he's picking on you or picking at you or looking for a way to cheer up everyone, and all of a sudden, I just heard and they said he took his life, and I was like, what kind of trauma, what kind of problems could you have been going through? And you can't just say, okay, oh, this is you know my house. There's no how you will come to my place and they will never allow you in. There's no how you say, okay, literally it goes to a sign. If I go to the barbing salon, if I don't meet him there, because he's my very good friend, if I don't meet him there, I won't want to cut my hair. I'll be like, how far away my guy did? And my guy want me to cut my fine, he might find there are sometimes that he will cut my hand. I'll say, when I don't get money where I won't give you, I don't get I won't give you. And there are sometimes I'll pay him and all of that. But we, that's aside, we were good friends. And even up to everyone who eventually heard the matter, who were in the same secondary school with us, who were in the same class with us, who knew him, who knew his our way of life back then, and how things were. Every single person was disappointed in the way things ended out, things ended up, and all of that. Yes, fine, you could have been depressed. Everyone goes through depression. Everyone has a trying time. Everyone has time that things go rocking with them and all of that. At least if you had reached out to someone, if you had said something, if you had spoken out, I would want to say he won't end that way. He wouldn't have ended himself that way. But being said, that being said, I one of the things I believe in is it's not much. It's about how much you spend. It's about the memories you build with people, the memories you have of people. That's it. And another thing I would like to push out there is I know I've said it before, but I would also want to say it again. As a lady, you can't say you want to end up with a billionaire. You can't say, okay, you can't say, I cannot date a broke boy, I cannot date a broke guy, I can't date a broke man. You want to date a billionaire. Before you say you want to date a billionaire, please and please be truthful to yourself, not to me, not to any other person, but be truthful to yourself. Are you sure a billionaire would also want to date you as a lady? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to put. You don't have up to you don't you're a lady, you don't have up to 1 million in your account, and you're always saying you want to date a billionaire, it's a million billionaire you want to marry, and all of that. Do you feel, or do you think a billionaire would also want to date you? Or do you feel a billionaire wants to stoop so low to date you? Fine, I'm not saying he can't date you, but quite alright as a guy, as a lady. No, not I'm not. Let it not look like going after ladies alone. But also to guys, you can't say you want an independent lady, you want a financially strong lady, and you yourself you are not doing so well, you're not doing so great for yourself. You have to you have to make it add up. If it does not add up, then there's something wrong. If it does not add up, there's something up. There's something wrong. You can't say you want something and you're not working towards what you want. You can't say you like something and you are not. You are not. You can't. You can't. You can't like something and you're not looking like what you'd like. You're not working towards looking like what you like. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to push out, but as much as everyone wants a good thing, as much as everyone wants something better for themselves, everyone wants to do something, everyone wants to stand out. You can't want something and you not also exhibit that trait of that thing you want. And that being said, I think that's gonna be around this that's a wrap for today. And if you stay to the end of this, I thank you. I still remain your host, Istaiwo, and hopefully I'm able to make another episode and get it out before the end of April and all of that. And if not, probably I would have to work on my schedule and work with everything I have, work with everyone I have with me. And that's for today. I still remain Taiwo, Istaiwo, and that's a wrap for today.